What's good? Your boy TrendsetterSense back at it again. Of course, this is Rhythm and Streets, and like I said, on Rhythm and Streets, we love to talk to the legends, and my guy right here is nothing short than a legend. He's a great, and let me tell you, he's so great. One of the greatest MCs in our game, in hip hop, goes by the name of Jay-Z. Coined this man's name, the pen. My brother, Sean Garrett. What's good, man?
What's good? What's up, Sense? Philly in the house.
We in the building, man.
You hear me?
ATL in the house, you know?
Yeah, man.
By way of Germany.
That's right.
Talk about the evolution. Like, you know, you tell your story and you started off overseas in Germany, right? Like your family was
I'm
in the military?
I'm actually from Atlanta, Georgia, you know, Hamilton Road. And I moved, my dad was in the military, my mom worked for the government, and my mom and dad met on Fort McPherson, ironically enough, the place that Tyler Perry bought.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my dad was stationed there.
That's crazy. Have you been to the studio since?
Once, yeah.
Okay.
Been out there, man.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, full circle is crazy. So
let's get into it, man. You know, I'm sitting here with my brother. This is my man outside the music game, all that good stuff. I've known you for a long time. And it's crazy, you know, because you are definitely in legendary status. And
thank you.
You know, your name sits among the greats as Elvis Presley, the Beatles. And here we are, this young black man that, you know what I mean? Like, and you've written for some of the greatest musicians of our era, man. Like, do you ever sit and think about that? Like, whoa, like I pulled this off. Like, is there ever moments where Sean is like, the hell did I just do?
Yeah. Nah, man, to be honest with you, that's lately of late.
Yeah?
I think I've been feeling like, damn, shit really happened. You know what I mean? But no, it's been an amazing ride. And I think a lot of it's just the fact that all of it, like, it ain't just writing or producing or being an artist. I think it's everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've had the question asked, you know, do you feel like you wish you would have been more successful as an artist versus a hit maker or producer or songwriter? And I'm like, I really feel like it's all one, right? Because it's like, you know, Breakup was a humongous record. For me, Mario and Gucci, man, it helped us all, right? And it was actually my record as an artist. That was like my first record to go number one.
Okay.
At the time, you know, Mario needed a big hit, and selflessly, I decided to share that record.
Really?
With him, and that's how I always looked at life, man. It's like, you know, I feel like I can be of an assistance to someone because I know how difficult it is in music as an artist when you're really talented, you've had hits, and you need another one.
Right.
And for some reason, people tend to sometimes think that that's easy.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously. Yeah.
And it gets to that point, man, where you reach a turning point in your career. It's like, damn, this can be the record, and I can continue on, and I can actually get that look. Or shit, I'm faced with, you know, because people, man, you know, you're only as good as the last hit you had, right? And so I think a lot of times, you know, sadly enough, shit, here today, gone tomorrow. Sometimes they will forget about you, right? And the idea of just staying current is very important. So for me, I've been blessed, man, and so I don't take it as a short. I'm very thankful, and I'm really blessed and appreciative of the fact that God gave me this gift in abundance.
Facts, man. My man Sean Garrett's in the building. This is Rhythm and Streets, TrendsetterSense. Sean, when did you? I mean, it's no secret, bro. I mean, when did you? Every superstar that I've been around, every serious, multi-successful talent I've been around, always had this level of confidence that was through the roof. When did you know that you were one of them dudes, that you were that like great? Like was it before the success? You know how some people know before those things.
I mean, since you knew me, like you knew me, like what's crazy is like, I mean, you should tell me, like, because I remember people telling me that I had a certain sense of confidence. I just knew that. I just felt like I was better. I was just as good as the people that was on the field, and I knew I was running like, you know, in a term of like running track. I just knew I ran a 3.9
from the beginning,
off top,
before any major placements, any opportunities.
I mean, I feel like, me personally, I feel like it starts within yourself, right? And so I'm an athlete,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like I played when I played Bantam baseball, when I was playing at the DYA. You know what I'm saying? My mom was coming to my games. I was knocking home runs at 6 years old, like for real.
Okay.
Like I was laying, excuse my French, I was laying niggas out on the football field when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. Me and my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like I always been very competitive. I've always been like one of those. You know what's crazy is like when I was like 10, me and my brother we're like big boned, as they would say. So we had to, like at 10, my brother was 2 years younger. So I had to actually watch my weight. You couldn't weigh over 100 pounds.
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, you know,
I was always teetering at 99 pounds, 98.
Yeah.
But you know, I could easily go to like 105. But to get to the point of what my mentality was, at that time, I was on a diet at 10 because I wanted to play, right? And I was really good, but you could not play if you was over 100 pounds, right? And so my regiment, I had a regiment when I was 10 years old, right? Of conditioning, eating. So I just, man, I've always had that mentality. And you know what? It also came from my parents too. Like my mom had a real life, man. Like, you know, she had her struggles really young. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my mom's life has so much to do with my confidence.
Okay.
You know, she went through a lot of different elements of obstacles. You know, my mom was raped and left for dead when I was like 4.
Wow.
So it's just like certain things, man. My confidence level has just always been very positive, very strong. And she just taught me to believe in myself and to believe in God. And those two, I never doubted my mom. I never doubted God. And of course, I love my dad too. You know, my dad's been always very instrumental and very supportive of my mom. He was like a really, he was my mom's backbone. You know what I'm saying? So that really always encouraged me in confidence.
Yeah.
And wasn't nobody ever telling me I wasn't going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And I've always had obstacles, you know what I'm saying? They've been from the gate, man. It's like they ain't never really they ain't like open the door for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been battling since day one. I've been battling since Lateef, I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how we met.
That's how we met, man.
Shout
out Lateef.
My man
Shout
Lateef.
out Motown.
Yeah, Ace McCloud. What's up?
Yeah, man.
Little backstory. So Lateef's older brother is one of my close friends who we actually started affiliates together. My man Ace McCloud. So my man calls me. He's like, yo, my little brother, you know, he Lateef, he got to deal with Motown. Da 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 da. Can he come down? You know, can he stay with you for a minute? He working on some stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. So I've known Lateef, Corey since, you know, this is Philly. We from basically
my dad's from Philly.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and that was it's crazy because that was one of the things that kind of drew me to you guys, you, Cannon, Drama.
Okay.
Just because, you know, Lateef. That's what people don't know too. Like my dad's from Philly too, so that Philadelphian. A lot of times people be like, "Yo, are you from the north or you from the south?" Because I'm from Atlanta.
You got
for
the
sure.
hybrid thing, you know. You just know
definitely got a hybrid,
and that definitely probably is one of the gifts you have as far as making music because your genres.
It really is.
You know, get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I mean, when you really think about it, it's like I moved to Europe, so the European international side is very, very much a part of me. And And then, my the Philly side, I love Philly. I love Atlanta. So I will say, man, like I could say that everything that actually happened in my life has affected me. Good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? But my mentality was always from this space that my mom from Perry Homes, man. So my mom, I'm from very humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I never really felt like I wasn't blessed. You know what I'm saying? My mom always made sure my mom and dad made sure we had some food on the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And having that military background also gave me a whole other type of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people, I think when you see my personality and you see my fight in me, it's really that military background too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm definitely a warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like I need an overly abundance of yes men around me, or I don't really need that. Like
Right.
I'm really happy and very confident within myself. And I think the idea of people asking like, yo, don't you wish you could have kept that song for yourself? That's like, nah, it's like.
But it's your song anyway. You winning regardless.
And I'm helping people. You know what I mean? I think to be very honest, man, that's the part that people miss about my whole story. Like my job has been, I took it upon myself to be a part of these people's lives. You know what I'm saying? That's the gift in it all. Music is the gift that keeps on giving. So for me, I think that's where the respect that I get from people, they gotta respect me. Cause I was selfless,
Right.
my entire career. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I get offended when people don't appreciate it? Hell yeah. I be mad. I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like it could have been somebody else I helped.
Right.
Or it could have been shit. If you made hole, make another hole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it's that easy.
Right.
This shit ain't easy, man. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of, sacrifice, dedication, and hard work, man, and many hours behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
I've been in the studio with you, and diving into the creative process. Let me ask you this question, not to jump around or anything, but since you talked about like, you like everything on a high level and you like to keep it extremely professional. What? Tell me a day in a session with a Sean Garrett. Like if there's this artist, let's say Beyonce, for example, like. What is it like when, first of all, I want to get into how that even evolved from the beginning, but let's talk about like, what is the session with Sean Garrett? Like, what is your process of diving into getting the best out of the artist that you're about to work with?
Well, I first must say, to answer that, it's like, it's never the same. Every day is different. Every artist is different. Every situation is different. The energy is always different. To answer the question, I think it's more so just being prepared, right? Being prepared and being able to deal with the unexpected. A lot of times people make this shit seem like it's so easy. Oh, you work with this person and that person and this person. It's like, man, it's not that easy dealing with people's personalities.
Right.
Or being able to fit, right, into their space. Because it's like, I mean, if you just think like, it is a blessing to be like, working with someone who definitely is humble enough to allow you the ability to be creative and help take them to the next level. And it takes a certain amount of trust that they must have for you. So like, I used to tell, like I would say to be like, it don't be me want to have the conversations all the time about her. It's just like, people be asking, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times it's like, cause I respect her space and I respect her, and I love her, but I'm not going to interviews trying to talk about Beyonce.
Right.
It's just, they want to talk about Beyonce.
Right.
We had monster records. We
Right.
Check Up On It, Give Me Body, Upgrade You, Ring the Alarm, Diva. You know what I'm saying?
You said that like it wasn't like that, like that was just some regular shit. You know what I mean?
Or Destiny's Fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk about it, and so I've been tried my best, man, this is a good example. It's like I've tried my best to like I be trying to swerve. You know what I'm saying? Try to, talk about shit, talk about me.
Right.
Or talk about
But
that's what people want to talk about.
But it is you though. It's your creation. It's your creative process.
But that balance, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like when people ask, like, what's the process like going to the studio? It's like, it's very difficult. You got to know how to balance, and I'll be trying to balance. It's a lot of shit coming at me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's like people don't really realize my talent.
Why you say that?
Because my talent ain't just writing songs. I don't just write songs. Like I'm actually creating, styling, producing, choosing not to, adjusting, balancing, evaluating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot, man. You know, within those 2 hours, the first 2 hours of a session, shit could go wrong.
So explain that.
I mean, working with someone at a certain level, there's so many different things that's going on. It's like their managers in their ear, the record labels in their ear, the A&Rs in their ear, their husband or wives are in their ear, their girlfriends, the damn the sack chasers on it. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's in their ear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you really are dealing with all of this shit at the same time.
Even after so many #1 records that you've written, so many multi-platinum albums, like it's still everything still constantly.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like
it's a challenge.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. It's not something that I'm complaining about, but
it's
just it's the reality though. The reality of it is, and then you deal with also like the haters. You know what I'm saying? You deal with different camps be hating and shit, or different producers be hating sometimes, or it's like it's just like the challenge of like when I came in the game, I was definitely very, I would probably say different.
What do you mean by different?
But that I was different because I wasn't flowing with whatever flows.
Whatever the norm was.
I wasn't that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like the same thing that makes you that. The same things that make you great at something are the same things that people will point their finger at and want you to be not that. Like they don't want you to be yourself. But I am different. Me thinking outside the box is part of what makes me great.
Right.
Me having the idea of like, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing.
Right.
I don't want to follow.
You a trendsetter.
I'm a trendsetter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So setting a trend, man, comes with, taking hits too, man. It's like success brings a lot of it brings a lot of bullshit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being able to break through and stay. Another thing, is just staying valid, man. Staying dope.
Right.
Not falling off or allowing the pitfalls that come with being successful to get you out of knock you off your, or as people like to say, knock you off the block. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I heard you mention, the balance of Sean Garrett, the artist, and Sean Garrett, I say executive producer, multi-producer. You definitely are. There's no secret about that. When you first started, you actually had a deal as an artist before even your songwriting career. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, so I came back to the States, signed a deal. They ended up firing everyone in that department, that urban department.
What label was this?
Warner,
okay. And how old were you? You were like a teenager, right?
18, 19.
Okay.
So, the crazy shit is like, at that time, that was right before my mom died too. And so, that's a good example. It's like my mom passed a year or two after that, year and a half from cancer. There was such a, man, it was such a, that shit happened overnight damn near. You know what I'm saying? I got a call from my mom and she was just like, I need to talk to you about something. She told me she had cancer and,
Man, sorry.
So she ended up going, yeah, man, thank you. So she ended up going back in for surgery. The doctor said everything was great. It went well. They thought they had got everything. Then a couple months later, man, I got a call from my dad. My mom was hemorrhaging. And so I was trying to make it to the hospital. and didn't make it, man. So, so it's just like a lot of shit that happened in my life that could have sort of derailed me mentally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People talk every day about mental illness. Shit is real.
Yeah.
So it's a balance, man. It's a real balance. Just trying to keep yourself mentally stable is enough in itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the ability to play at a high level,
Right.
of being able to deliver, that's a lot of pressure. I never talk about the pressure, and I never will. Like, I ain't never, like I said, from an athletic perspective or athletic mindset, like it's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come to get it done, and the shit gonna get done regardless. I'm about that fucking life.
Sean Garrett in the building, TrendsetterSense, Rhythm and Streets, man. So it's funny, man. I remember we had the same barber, and you came in there, and he was like, "Yo, Sense, I gotta play you this record. I was like, "All right." He's like, "Yo, come in the car." So you pop in the CD, and I hear you doing a reference over the Lil Jon. Actually, it was the Lil Jon and P.D. Pablo beat. What's the name of that song? Freakily. It's so funny because I talked to John about that, how on his side about how that happened, and of course that song was one of the biggest songs ever. Yeah, and I was like, bro, your life is about to change. You remember that day?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, like, I kind of felt like, I've always felt like my life was ordained. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
In a way that
Talk about it.
I can't really explain some of the things that happened. I just knew that, like, just staying focused and working hard and being dedicated to your craft. I think a lot of times people tend to take that as a cliche at this point.
Yeah.
But it's real. It's like, the most important thing for me has always been, making sure that I try to stay as professional as possible and also just try to deliver 150% every time.
Right.
You're not going to always, I talk about my number ones because shit, there's nothing higher than a number one.
Facts.
So, and what I learned most, man, it's like when I came in the industry, it's like the industry is kind of crazy because it's like, it's funny that Two Time says, it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. And I felt the same way. It's like it was so cool for people to like have these egos and shit and talk about themselves and you know what I'm saying, talk about how dope they are, but they don't want you to be confident. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want you to be lame or they want you to kiss their ass and shit like that. It's just like that shit used to piss me off. Like for real. Like that was one of the lessons in this game I learned. It's like it used to piss me off. It's just like, but I just used to keep my mouth closed and keep my grind low. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the things that really made me just stay focused because it used to piss me off, man. It's like this person, feel like it's cool for them to be everything. Like you're everything. Everybody wants you to kiss the ring, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But shit, I can't have that same confidence.
Yeah.
I can't be, you know what I'm saying? I can't be proud of myself, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna talk them number ones every fucking day.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's cool when they do it and they don't even be, and the thing is like, you don't really do this shit though. That's what I know. You don't
Like, what
really,
do you mean? It's like somebody like
it's just like, man, it's just
deep, like
just sack chasing, bro. It's just like coming together as a clique, you know what I'm saying, and acting like only the clique exists and only that shit matters, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but you don't really do this shit though. You don't really do this. But you want the world, you want to try and make it seem like to the world,
I got you.
you really do that. You ain't about that. And so it is offensive sometimes, you know what I'm saying, that you got to go out here and like, you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight for yourself. You got to fight to stay alive. You got to fight to be respected. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to be honest, to answer one of your questions earlier, yeah, I do feel great now that I made it through.
Okay. You didn't feel like you felt that like in years past?
Nah, because I was never raised to I was
always the
never
work.
raised to count my beans.
It was always the work, always the journey.
It's always the journey, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like just the fear of like, I think there's a certain sense of fear that you want to have. It's like the fear of God. You know what I'm saying? You always want to have that fear of like, hey man, shit, I don't know where my next, I might have it, but I don't know when my next meal coming. You know what I'm saying? Like to add to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can never, in this world, man, you can never be too content. I never take shit for granted. I'll never take on none of these opportunities. And I'm so grateful and so thankful to everybody that's ever gave me a shot. The fans. It's hard to be humble though in this game because it's like people be talking shit. And that shit, you know what I mean? If you not just a, for lack of better words, just if you ain't no slouch, my nigga, it's gonna be hard for you because it's like you gotta, as they say, sometimes you gotta slap a motherfucker. You know what I mean? For real, it's just because they want, like, motherfucker want to just disrespect you. Like, okay, who the fuck are you? Like, shit, I gotta put my pants on the same way you put yours on, and shit. Last time I checked, they still wearing pants the same way. That's what it is.
Sean, man. So talk about. It's funny because when I hear you about, you know, talking about what drives you, I think about Michael Jordan, and I'm gonna tell you why. And maybe you have noticed the same. Michael Jordan won 6 championships. Great, quoted as one of the greatest of all time.
He is. He's the greatest of all time.
And if you watch any of the documentaries or anything about Michael Jordan, it was like anybody that was around him, he always found something that drove him. Word, that's what you're gonna do? All right, like I'm gonna go win this championship. Like, and I get similarities. Do you feel like there's something like it's just part of your makeup? Like you have to find something like, oh, y'all don't like this or y'all feel this way, even though. How many number 1 records we got right now?
Man, I'm at 53. I'm at 18 Hot 100 number ones.
50.
You know, and some of these guys is like, you know, I've been real humble, man. I mean, you got some of these cats, dog. They might have 3, and they out here talking crazy. Like, I mean, they talking nuts. So I really be wanting to just, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not aligned properly to check a motherfucker.
Because of like somebody with 3 compared to 53.
I mean, 8 Hot 100s. You know. The real people in the game, they know, man, the Hot 100 charts is the biggest chart. That's the number 1 chart in the world. Like, so all this cap, it just be a lot of cap ass shit, man. It just be cap. And then I just get to the point where I just have to check a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know how to work this hard. I really have worked this hard, just like you. You know what I'm saying? I did. So it's okay for you you got all them, you know what I mean? Like the people who really do it, like I'm so humble by Jay-Z to like give me the name, the pen. That means he must really have respected me enough to say, you know what, kid, I fuck with you. I remember calling him, man, was like, yo, Jay, what I owe you for that, man? Because I love Jay-Z, like, as just like, and I'm not talking for no, like, this ain't for shit. Like, this I just fuck with him because of how he treated me. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was all, like, I just appreciated his level of appreciation for winning, his appreciation for like doing what you really do. You know what I'm saying? You could always say shit about people, but the reality of it, one thing I can say about Jay-Z, one thing I can say about Beyonce, like their level of fucking work ethic, doing the best work, that shit is high. You know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nigga, like I'm not finna, like, you're not that, bro. You're just not that. Like, so just because you just came around and shit, and you start hanging out and you wanted to follow a nigga's footsteps, cool. But nigga, I did it first. You know what I mean? I got down. You know what I'm saying? The shit is history. So what we talking about?
You talking about other producers?
I'm just talking about period. Like, it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Cause it's like I feel like sometimes they catch you off guard. You know what I'm saying? You get caught off guard. You only human. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, how much humility you want me to motherfucker have now? You know what I'm saying? I'd have been as humble as I could be, but let's just keep it a buck. What is we talking about? Go play. What is we talking about? Y'all saw the verses, man. I'm not even talking about nobody in particular, to be very honest.
Right.
But I'm just saying, did you not hear the records? Like, come on, y'all. Like, what we talking about?
Yeah.
This what we talking about. I'm talking about the shit y'all grew up on, the shit y'all was in high school going to, the shit, nigga, come on, stop playing with me. Everybody always talking about stop playing with them. Stop playing with me. Junior high school, played them. High school, played them. College, well, you know, played them. Come on, bro, what we talking about, sis? I'm talking about bombs.
Right.
Let me get me. Like, for real, I'm not, but you just can't do that to me, man. I wasn't raised like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just integrity first.
Right.
You got to kill me right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out in a blaze. That's the fucking way I'm doing it.
Do you have a favorite out of all your? There's like this one record that always sits with you.
All of them kind of have a space. I mean, because I'm gonna be honest. You know, like, I always get a joy. Whether it's, I mean, Ask No Questions just came about it. I mean, you already know that I did for 112.
I was in the studio when you did that.
Yeah.
I was what you
man, like,
it's probably like a in the cut record that people would think it'd be like one of these, and it's like, no, it's really one of those.
That's one of those. Like, I mean, come on, but Ask No Questions. You already know, like, they just did a remix to that. I think with A Boogie on it. It's like it's kind of going up right now too. It just be blessings, man. It's like, cause you know, like, you think about it, it's like, where were you at that time? You know what I'm saying? What was you thinking? Like, I just been blessed, and I'm so thankful, man. Of just, man, God just been great. Man. I'm for real. Like,
no, that's what we're here for.
I mean, I'm really like, if you really know me, man, I'm God fearing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
tell me the balance, because, you know, what I'm getting from you is like, you have to deal with the battles of everybody coming with all this kind of energy, but you come from a spiritual foundation.
Exactly. And I be trying my best, man. You be trying your best to just like, God, please just don't let me go crazy right now. Cause it's like, it's all kind of emotions sometimes. It's like people just be fucking with you. They got all these expectations. You know, people gonna always have something to say. And I'm just like, damn, like, just use a little common sense. Do you think that, like, people don't want to know behind the scenes shit?
Yeah.
Or you think people don't want to know what really happened?
Yeah.
Or you really think that these things happen and people don't want to know? So it's like, I can only be, as they say, man, sometimes you can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. But it's like, life is, it's such a man, it's such a roller coaster of love. You know what I mean? I try to keep love first. I keep love first. That's the only thing that really keeps me sane, I think, sometimes. When I keep giving, you know what I'm saying? It makes me happy. Like, giving makes me happy. I ain't no fool.
Right.
But it definitely makes me happy.
Yeah.
I get an appreciation out of it. Like, when everything works, it's like, damn, that feel good. You know what I'm saying? We were able to get that one off. You know what I'm saying? And all of the shit that could have went wrong, it didn't go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me about a situation like it just was chaotic. Like, is there any particular time where it was just like, what the hell is going on?
Man, it'd be chaotic. A lot of times, you just got to kind of block the noise out.
Yeah.
Right? And fight for what you believe in.
Was there ever a time where, like, the record you knew was something and it was just all this opposing energy that this song never happened?
Yeah. That shit's happened quite a few times. But because, you know, at the end of the day, man, people pick and choose when they decide if you're important.
Explain that.
It's cool when I do it. It was cool when they do it. It's problem when I do it. I mean, because it's just like, people want you to go and work your tail off and break your ass and give everything you got, man. But then when it comes time for them to get on that stage and remember their name, they get that convenient amnesia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't bother me, but I think it's important. It's important to always acknowledge every bit of energy and love and passion and appreciation, because what people fail to understand, we all leaving here.
Right.
We all leaving here. Ain't none of us better than the other one.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right.
Now, competing, I mean, I'm me, so I'm supposed to take care of me.
Right.
I'm supposed to look out for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, you know, I don't feel like a lot of these people give that much. They don't really give. They just take. They just take, and they just don't appreciate you. And it's like at the end of the day, you're going to have a funeral. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a funeral like I'm going to have a funeral.
Yeah.
Shit, what's going to make you different? You out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what people don't, like, it frustrates me sometimes, because people don't think about that, man. It's like, I got a family just like you, man. You can't just say thank you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, what you way up there. You know what I'm saying? You the biggest in the world. You this.
Yeah.
But then you know, you just can't say thank you. You can't do that. Because it makes another person feel empowered. It make their kids want to say, oh damn, they thank my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Or they thank my mama. And that's the only thing I don't like about our people, man. We just should be pissing me off.
What can we do as far as, changing that narrative?
It's simple, man. Love.
Taking advantage of the
people
platform.
Ain't stupid, man.
Right.
Motherfuckers know how to say thank you, man. That shit, you don't need no college degree to know how to say thank you.
Right.
But you know what? Some people just so caught up in themselves, man. That's like, I mean, it's like, it's whatever. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm very thankful.
Right.
Very appreciative. Man, just thank God for the journey.
Right. Talk about the balance, man. Of course, you're a creative, but you're an executive as well. You've been behind a lot of artists, developed a lot of artists. How do you balance that, man?
I mean, I guess you can really just pride it on God, because I can't explain it, man.
Okay.
I can't explain what gets me excited still. I can't explain why I'm always just like believing in the impossible.
Right.
I don't know why. I just believe.
It's like you always have a conviction. Like, it's like you just know. It's like, it's not even like.
Yeah, I don't think about, it's just a very interesting thing when you just look at people. Like sometimes, man, I just watch people. I just be like, wow. It's like sometimes people they just not honest with themselves. They just not honest with themselves, and they just believe in just like continuing just to be fake, just for whatever reason. It's like, you're gonna have to come to Jesus one day.
Talk.
You know what I mean, you're gonna have to come to God, and I'd rather just be honest right now. Shit, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I ain't perfect, man. I have some hard ass days sometimes, but at the same time, I have a lot more good days than I have bad. And I'm not afraid to just like express, because my conviction is my truth. That's my energy. That's my love. That's the shit that make these songs what they are. But I'm like, man, I stayed up a whole motherfucking week trying to come up with this song for you. So you can feed your family. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about it from the perspective of like giving from your heart.
Right.
And I just feel like, man, we just got to be better at giving to each other. Like, whether it ain't monetarily, it's just thanks, man. It's just loving each other. When you love on each other, man, you get shit back. You can talk all that street shit you want to talk. You talk about all that shit. That shit lame.
Yeah.
That shit lame, bro. It's just like, love is love. Life is real. And one day you're going to be out this motherfucker.
Right.
It's that simple. You can do all that capping and all that popping and all that how hard you are shit. That shit lame, bro. We grown as hell. We got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to help my kids learn how to deal.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come a time you're going to have to know how to deal. And it ain't always promised. It ain't always going to be promised to you, man. So that's what I mean. Like, that balance is not easy, but you can't fold. That's the one thing I know. You can't fold. It's gonna be emotional sometimes. It's gonna piss you the fuck off sometimes. Motherfuckers gonna never appreciate you sometimes. But you know what? One day they'll wish they did.
Yeah. Do you feel like that day has come for you, or are you still?
Man, I'm at peace and happy as hell. Like, to be honest with you, man, I'm just having fun at this point. So I
Right.
got to do what I came to do.
Right.
Not to prove my point. You know what I'm saying? That I love my people. I love music. I love giving. I care. Just happy all around, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the pain sometimes of like the little things, they affect you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? From a human side, you know. And I'm just, you know, I think about shit. I think about stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the sad part is like when you see a person struggling,
Yeah.
that you know they got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
You struggling like mentally, spiritually, or?
They be fucked up, bro. Because it's painful.
Ah.
It's painful for me to look at, because I know when you had a chance to thank people, you didn't. When you had a chance to, like, because you're not getting what you want. You're not getting what you want back out. Love is like you can't pay for love. You can't pay for sincerity. You can't pay for that. So it's like it's hard it's hard when you see people struggling and then all of a sudden they're trying to come back to God. You know what I'm saying? It's like all you had to do is like,
Wow.
just have a little human. I think we just forgot how to be human, man. It's like that shit is material things are gonna be that.
Right.
I never wanted to fucking ride in a Rolls Royce. I'm for real. Like, I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Like, I never wanted to do that because in my mind, I felt like I'd have been tripping. Like me. That's just me personally. That's why I always drive sports cars and shit like that. Or I drive around now. I just put my cars up and just drive in a truck, man. I'm for real. Like a big ass. I'm from Atlanta. So a big ass Chevy truck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I sometimes just want to enjoy life.
Right.
And get out of that shit, man. It's like all this. Because that hurts you. I feel like it hurts you mentally because it makes you feel like you're better than someone else or you're bigger than someone else. I got the biggest. I'm in this Rolls. Like, nigga, really? Like, you need a Rolls to ride around in every fucking day?
Yeah.
If you come from humble beginnings, you cannot be being honest with yourself. That ain't humble. That's like, oh, you gotta, it's something up there that's wrong. Because if you really understand what life and love is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make nobody be like me. I can only speak my truth.
Right.
I don't want nobody to be like me, and I'm not trying to be like nobody else.
Right.
But, you know, in this particular interview, I must say this is probably more of the human side of Sean Garrett than people have probably seen. But a lot of times, man, I just kind of keep my mouth closed and just do my work, man, and enjoy life as best as I can.
Right. What is Sean Garrett's purpose?
To give to the world.
Yeah.
That's been my
Well,
purpose.
you done a great job at it, brother. You done an amazing job, man.
Hey, man, that's what make me smile, to be honest. Yeah, because I feel like, man, when I see my mama, when you see your mama die, bro, all that other shit is it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fucking bullshit.
I appreciate it, man. That's
the part that I really want people to think about now. You don't want to wait till it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit lame, bro. It's just not. It's not everything that life is about.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have shit, but when you start putting that shit, like we're not giving no advice to the kids. We're not giving them nothing to fucking grow on. It's just all this bullshit. It's bullshit, man. And it's like, you know what? When your kids don't know how to maintain themselves mentally, or they don't know how to handle a situation, and all they think that matters is shit that's material, there's no base. They don't have a base. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance that shit, man. You know, it's cool to have nice things, but that's not what's going to help you make a decision.
Yeah.
That's not what's going to help you explain to your kids right from wrong.
Right.
And when you keep on showing people that that's the most important shit, then you're giving your kid a choice to make. And their choice might go with the material shit. It's what you give people, I think, that's more important than anything. So all I had to give was what God gave me.
Ah. Well said. Well said. That's another thing that I've noticed you've always been able to do, because you've worked with some of the greatest artists of our time, and you've also taken the time to put into unestablished artists that you believed in. You know, like, I mean, you executive produced Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Her first successful Highland Star. I mean, I remember when you called me and you was like, "Yo, I'm working with Tierra Marie," when you over at Def Jam, like,
Yeah,
just
man.
even from back in those days. So like, where does this come from? Like,
Man, again, man, I take everything with a grain of salt. You know, it's just your effort. Man, hopefully we can try to, do our best and make this thing happen, and hopefully change a person's life. I get nothing better as a reward out of life, just seeing someone succeed. Like, man, seeing Beyonce become bigger than life and know I had something to do with it,
yeah,
it's like cool as fuck.
yeah.
Or to break Chris Brown, you know what I'm
We
saying?
ain't even get into that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just happy for Chris, you know what I'm saying? Just to see where he's at. You know,
Right.
he got 3 kids. Like, I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
For
those that
see
don't know,
Rihanna.
not those that don't know, he did write and produce, not executive produce, but you wrote the first
Run it,
2
give me
singles.
that,
Yo,
ain't no
excuse
way,
me,
wall
this.
to wall.
Yeah, just for people that don't,
Yeah.
if you under a rock, you know what I'm saying. But my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, it's just, that's the beautiful part about it for me. You know what I mean? I just get a kick out of it, man. It's like, he grown now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I met him as a kid, man. Never forget his face, you know what I mean? Never forget his smile, man. Never.
Yeah,
Now he got his own little kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm also, man, just happy to see, through his battles, through his his ups and downs, man, he doing what he love to do. Like, I'm so happy to see him on tour and stuff around the world. It's great to be loved, man. It's
Right.
great to be loved. It's great to be appreciated. Man, I like helping to see artists grow, man.
right.
Because it helps you grow too, mentally and spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because you can look at all your plaques and shit on the wall. You can look at all your accomplishments, or you can look at all your material things. But at the end of the day, it's like, who life did you change? Or who life did you help? You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have any expectations when you were doing that?
Uh-huh.
You just did it.
No, I ain't have no expectations. I mean, there's really nothing to expect from trying to do great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only expectation is to be appreciated. You just want to be appreciated. That's the part I think people miss about life. It's just everybody just want to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody just, and that's what people miss. It's like, man, you really did this shit because you was 12 years old and you wanted to get on stage and dance and sing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just wanted people to know. It's like your kid, like your parents, like, hey, my baby can sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or my baby can play ball. Or my baby's smart. You know, so you want people to appreciate that. So it's just like, feel like it's just important for me to talk to younger people and try to give them the best advice I possibly can every time I get a chance to. So that's my message. Just, there's a lot to gain from giving
Yeah.
versus taking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here that be taking this shit. And those are the people that's very unhappy within themselves. Because they know they've been taken from people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're where you're at, but what matters? Because you know what? If you end up having children, then what? Because the world is going to be the world regardless. And you ain't going to be able to control how people treat your kids. No matter what you might think. Because I know some kids out here wanted to be as successful as their parents. But they're not. And they don't have the respect. And they don't. And that hurts. You know what I mean? God, as they say, God moves in mysterious ways. But, you know, I just think the most important thing in life, man, is to stay positive. I truly mean that. Because staying positive keeps you level-headed. I feel like when you allow negativity to really get in your soul and your spirit, it causes you to do things that you might not really want, that you may not be happy about later. So I try to keep a positive sense of thinking, even if I got to deal with some shit. You know what I'm saying? That don't make you, you know, people get positive thinking confused with being real. You still can handle some shit if it get to that, you know what I'm saying? But just trying to look at things from the most positive perspective and positive angle, I think gives you a balance.
Sean Garrett, with the jewels of the century.
With the heart, man. Just speaking from the heart, brother.
Where we at now with it? You, of course, the Dream Team just got back together. You, Usher, and Lil Jon.
Yeah.
Dropped the record Glue, which is going crazy right now. Where we stand with everything right now? What's on deck?
Man, just, you know, just celebrating, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Celebration tour,
man. Just enjoying everything that God has given me and blessed me with. I'm thankful that I'm healthy. My family's healthy. And man, COVID, man, just getting back in shape too, man. I always pride myself on like looking my best, and boy, I swear, like COVID, man, had me eating all kind of shit. So I know y'all have seen me a little juicy in the cheeks, but nah, man, I'm getting back to that.
No, I'm knowing you to be a gym rat though.
Yeah, man. I got a little happy, man. I got a little happy. Had a little fun. I'm back to business.
Okay.
Getting ready to do a tour this summer.
Okay.
Working on my new EP, putting my new EP out this summer.
Okay.
Man, I miss the fans. I miss the stage.
Yeah. That ain't never going nowhere.
Nah. It's time to get back to it though, man. It's time to get back on stage, do some great music, share with some more people around the world. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I want to go and just work with different artists. Like, I'm a fan of a few artists right now I really like.
Yeah.
I really love SZA. Love Doja Cat. I like those two artists because they are pushing the boundaries, I feel. I feel like SZA is just, man, she can't do no wrong for me.
Right.
I love how she's been able to intertwine her abilities, but at the same time, she has this sense of humbleness in her music. Like, I've heard some people say, make certain comments about her perspective. I won't say it, but I actually appreciate it. I will say it. I felt like some people have said that, like, you know, she speaks from the side chick perspective.
Okay.
Right, in her music.
Okay.
But I love it, actually. I feel like that's a very humble place. Because her music comes off as like she just doesn't necessarily, like, I feel like she doesn't always talk like she's in control.
Gotcha.
Her vulnerability, I really love it. I think we need more of that kind of today. It's like the human side, just, I don't know, man, today maybe I'm just having one of those days. I just think being a human and there's a power in like understanding your vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? There's a power in knowing yourself to the point where like you're not giving up on yourself, you're not quitting, you're not being weak, you're just acknowledging God, right? And realizing that everything ain't gonna be perfect. Yeah, that person hurt me. You know, trying to get back, trying to get my bearings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the worst you can do is to kick me down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can't keep me down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Question: what are your thoughts on a lot of songwriters and artists that sell their publishing to these hedge fund companies, etc.? What's your take on that?
It depends on how you look at life and how you build business, and like how do you think you want to maneuver.
Right.
Because there's a challenge of like you build business to sell.
Right.
And then, you know, everybody has a perspective, right? Of like trying to hold on to something forever.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you're not going to be able to hold on to it forever.
Right.
You're just not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you know what I mean? They sold Rockefeller.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One day, they're going to sell Sony.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's just life, man. It's just evolution is real.
Okay.
You have to evolve. You have to grow. And you have to move forward. Moving forward doesn't mean moving on, which means you lose yourself. It just means you got to move forward, and you gotta keep creating content. You got to keep creating that catalog. You know, you make one and sell one, and make another one, sell that one, make another one.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times it's just your perspective of what you feel like your game plan is. That's how I look at it.
My brother Sean Garrett, I appreciate you, man. That was a good, deep, spirit-filled, legacy building conversation, man. I appreciate you,
man. I love
brother.
you, man. I appreciate you. I've seen my brother TrendsetterSense go through life, man. You looking great, brother.
Thank you, man.
You know, it's just about, man, keeping it together. It's great, man, to like build friends over time. And you don't necessarily, none of us, man, it's a lot of people didn't make it, brother.
Yeah.
From when we started, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people ain't here no more, man.
Yeah.
So I always look at like, that's the beautiful thing about life, man. It's like if you can at least sit down and have a nice drink and look your friend in the eye and say, man, damn, we still here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I want to say thank you to you and your team and the fans. Thank y'all so much, man, for just always trusting me, believing in me. Really thankful to work with all the beautiful artists that I've been able to work with. All the record labels. You know what I'm saying? It's just been great, man.
Yeah. Keep going, bro.
Yeah, you can't stop.
Yeah. The Pen, Sean Garrett,
Yeah.
Trendsetter, Rhythm and Streets.
Trendsetter.